The story of how I obtained this land was like a boat flowing on a river of fate. Every step forward seemed so necessary because I didn't see any other way. You see, I was pressured to move the 40 large sculptures at the Masonry Quarry where I worked for 8 years. And the Contemporary Arts International needed a home. After much asking around, I was told to contact Mr. Viaggio. He is a lawyer in his late 70s living in New York. He apparently owned a quarry in Acton. The first phone call with Viaggio was short and simple. It's not for sale, but you are welcome to visit. In summer of 2003, that's the first time I visited this quarry. I remember pine twigs bristling, swooshing on my face. Everything was rough until a clear body of water came into my sight. In our second phone call, I told him that I had visited his beautiful land. We spoke about our common interest in granite sculpture and opera, and of course, my dream of a sculpture park. In the third phone call, he actually named the price $365,000. He urged me to visit the quarry again to see its worth, and we chatted much about the meaning of life. At the end, he said, "Little girl, without money, you dare to dream." With his permit, I came to visit the quarry again. This time, I was alarmed to see a huge section of the fence was down. So I called him as soon as I got home. He picked up the phone and immediately asked, "How much did the bank say?" I said, "Oh, only 82,000. And a loud, angry voice from his end shouted, "You big cheat! You told me 100,000. And he hung up the phone. I said to myself, this was it. I sat down to write the last email to him. "Dear John, sorry to have wasted so much of your time. It is indeed a great pleasure to know you. I'm calling, though, to let you know that I have visited the quarry again and that the fence was down. If you like, I can bring someone to fix it and send you the bill. I know I could not afford the quarry, but I just wanted to say goodbye nicely." The next morning, I turned on my computer, and there was an email from John with only 2 words. "It's yours." It took me a while to come to my senses on what he meant. During this whole time, he has declined my request to visit him in person to thank him. John Viaggio, whom I have never met, is forever an angel on this ground. Now, the land is in my hand. My real problems began. There was no entrance. Much of the land was littered with trash and industrial debris, and digging reveals nothing but endless stone. From here on, it took 4 years to obtain building permits, 7 years of cleaning, and the excavation involves 9 blasts just to install a driveway, not to mention countless meetings to overcome oppositions. The surrounding community has been using this ground as their private park. So They make sure they come to every single town meeting and oppose to whatever plan I bring forward. Plus, Mr. Viaggio over the years had adverse relationship with the town. It made the town wary of whoever comes along. However, Mr. Viaggio believed in me. He had come forward, step up in every occasion. If there's any opposing factor, he will help smoothing it out. So, as you see, this angel's hand never let go. From the beginning of the construction, Victor and I realized that 12 acres is fairly small for a sculpture park. So we decided to design the open grounds into zones with specific themes. This way, even as the number of artworks grow, the ground will remain organized. For example, the new art archaeology stone pile with hundreds of huge granite blocks we gathered to form a reclining figure about 110 feet long. Every August, we hold symposium, inviting stone carvers to come carve on site. Artists have to promise to leave their artwork on the pile permanently. We anticipate this collection to be an art archaeology site for the future generations, representing 21st century interpretations of figurative art. This huge collaboration of 21st century interpretation of figurative art eventually will become an art archaeology for future generations. In 2018, we gave this art ground another name, YVR Museum. It reads, Why We Are Museum. Y stands for in, V stands for Victor, and we refers to all the artists who have contributed to this art ground. This story began in 2003. 20 years later today, this is what you see. Over 200 sculptures installed on the outdoor grounds, a main hall full of paintings and a musical stage. 2 galleries showing guest artists' exhibition and Victor's musical instrument. It has been a labor of love and a testament to our passion for art.